I'm Jacob. I'm going to be talking to you guys about mentorship. I tagged this never walk alone to never walk alone. That's what mentorship is about, right? The idea is to help you see the need and how you can better take advantage of mentorship, why you don't have to do stuff all by yourself. Okay, so I start by telling you what mentorship is. Okay, and I define here that it's a systemic relationship towards achieving a certain goal. I think one thing you want to remember in this slide, if at all, is that mentorship is about goal, right? It's not an attempt to just be around somebody. It's not an attempt to just have access to people. So you are here now, and you've had someone said, "Oh, I am studying in Moscow." Someone said, "I'm studying in Japan." Another person said, "Oh, I'm in the United States." And just like, "Oh, that's a cool place to be. Let me get their number." And then you just want to be in touch for no reason, right? That's not what mentorship is about. It's a relationship you have towards achieving a goal, right? And what happened in that relationship is that there is a more knowledgeable person in that goal. So it's not, oh, you want to be a mechanic, for instance, and you see a chemist and you just feel like, oh, this person is cool. This person has, he have the time, he loves to talk and all of those things. And I want to be around the person. So if the experience that this person is vast in is not related to your goal in any other thing, but that's definitely not mentorship, right? So the person has to have experience and knowledge in the area that you are trying to achieve your goal in. Okay, that's number two. The number three thing is the person is helping, is guiding, is advising, is instructing you as regarding that goal. Okay, so Mr. Faith is a mechanical engineer, and you want to be a mechanical engineer, right? And you enroll in sort of mentorship relationship. Okay, but all you talk about is football, right? All you talk about is any other thing outside of what your goal is about. That's also not mentorship. So one, you have to have a goal. Number two, the person is experiencing that set goal, right? And then number three is the relationship. The relationship, right? It's based on achieving that goal. It's towards achieving that self goal, right? And I put down here to say it is not an effort to make a clown, right? It is not Mr. Fate. Probably I use Fate again and again. It's not Fate trying to make I know there is a Daniel here. It's not Fate trying to make Daniel another Fate. Oh, this is the way I think. Oh, this is the way I do this. This is the way I do that. So you should do it like that. No. It is Fate trying to show you the principles that are useful in his life so that you can apply those principles to your own life. It is principle based, right? Not an effort to make a clone of another person. If you notice the conversation we've been having, that is what it's all about. People are showing you this is how this is done so that you can apply that to your own context. Okay. Away from that, why do you need mentorship? Right? Why do you need mentorship? Number one that you need to know is that the entire world, works based on principle, right? Everything you see in the world, laws of nature, right? Relationship, anything works based on principle, right? I would say it is because God ordained it, so it's because God put it down there, right? But nothing happened that breaks the protocol that God has put in place, right? Even gravity, even so. Anything at all, right? That's number one. Number 2 point you want to remember is also that your future, in principle, whatever thing you want to become, whatever thing you are dreaming of, in principle, is someone else's past, right? There is nothing you want to dream about, in principle, and that's the key word. In principle, right? You are very different. You are going to turn out to be very different from every other person. But in principle, whatever your future is, right? It's someone else's past. Someone is already living in that reality in principle. Okay. So why do you need a mentor, or why do you need mentorship then? Number one is because there's nothing that is new. Whatever thing you're going to face, remember I said in principle is someone else's past, right? So whatever thing you're going to face, whatever thing you're going to be doing, whatever thing you're going to be needing, someone already done it, has done it before. Someone already needed the same thing, and somehow, if they can't get to the next stage, definitely they know how they get there, right? So what mentorship does for you is to help you instead of taking time to want to create your own path, right? If someone else already did it, so why not just ask, how do I get to this place? And the person tell you probably what they did right or what they did wrong, how you can get the result, and how you cannot get the result. Do you get? So because there's nothing new, okay, there's nothing new, whatever you want to achieve. Number two is that there are potholes in the journey of life, right? It's not always straight, like Nigerian roads. Definitely you're familiar with that. It's not always straight, right? You don't set out to say, well, I want to be a doctor, and then you write the jam, you pass, you do this. Some people have the privilege of like, oh yeah, relatively the struggle is not much, right? But for a good number of people, right, there's always struggle. There's always something that you're not going to get right. So because there are pitfalls, because there are potholes on the road, you need to learn to look forward to somebody. I was traveling last night or something like that, evening, and there was accident on the road. Someone crashed what do you call this car? GLE, right? The car is a wreck, right? And what the driver was saying, the car was saying was to say, oh, there are people that are not familiar with the road, and you just want to speed, you just want to run past every other thing, but you're not familiar. So the car sort of somersaulted, right, multiple times before the entire thing crashed. So why is that? Because there are potholes on the road and you're not familiar with it. So just the driver, will now be saying that how to get by when you're not familiar with the road is to know the state you are in, look at somebody that has a plate number of that state, and then just follow. And that makes sense, right? Where are you going to? Where are you? Someone that is going in that direction, that is ahead of you, that is familiar with that road, and you follow. There are always videos, right? Number three is that you are human, you are limited. You have limited time, you have limited strength, you have limited sight. So, there's no point trying to exhaust all of that in creating a path, in doing something noble, or as it were. Why not just follow others, right? And then mistake can be costlier. If you think, let me make my own mistake, which is good, definitely you are actually going to make your own mistake. But if you want to wait on, let me make my own mistake and figure it my own way, it may be costly. It's you may not have the opportunity of going back at times to repair whatever they say. So that's pretty much why you need mentorship. Now, how do you get yourself a mentor, or how should mentorship operate, right? Number one is you need to have a goal. I think I've emphasized that enough. Have a goal. Don't just want to be around people. Don't just want to do whatever. Have a goal, right? Let them be smart. You will know what smart goal is. Let it be specific, let it be measurable, not just that I like Buffett, I want to be like him. Why? How? What is it? And all of those things that are important. Be smart about the goal. You're going to get this slide, probably you think over it, afterwards, right? Then when you have a goal, you have the goal before you have the mentor. It's not just because someone is speaking to you and I like the way this person is talking, you now want to become the mentor. The next day somebody else is talking and you like the way they talk to you want them to become your mentor. You get? So have a goal in place, number one, then seek out mentors. And don't just seek out mentors based on the sound of their voice, right? Look for people that are relevant to what you want to do. I note here, look at their background, right? Look at their future. Where are they going? Where are they now? What is their background and what is their value system? This is important because you don't want to, you are a Nigerian, our terrain, our environment, our difficulties, our challenges are different. You don't want to have a mentor that is all their life they are based in London, right? As much as they can offer you things in principle, which, rightly apply, you're going to get some sort of result, they may not be able to relate quite well with your reality, right? So you need somebody that has a similar background with you.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Rachel.
You want to do that, and more importantly, something to point out here again, somebody that is reachable. Don't have a mentor that you cannot reach, someone you send a message to, and till next week they are unable to reply, right? If someone cannot reach back to you in 48 hours, probably they are not the right mentor for you, right? And establish communication. Talk to people, put as an act as in practice, like talk and talk and talk. Next one is, before you ask question, the rule of communication in mentorship should be think about it before you ask about it. Okay, think first and ask. When you ask and they give you an answer, think about the answer. Don't just do whatever they say, right? Think about whatever thing your mentor, is advising you on. Number 3 is that before you now take an action, have them think about it. Tell the person, this is now what I decide to do based on your advice. Oh, I'm not going to be taking it, or I'm going to be taking it. Then when you are done, you get an outcome. Ensure you update the person about the outcome. Okay, final thought, right, is what Solomon in Proverbs 11:14 says, where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. It is always safe to get advice. It is always safe to be surrounded by wise people who can point you in the right direction. Okay, and if you want to summarize this entire thing in one, yes, you have it here. Mentorship is about training, motivation, advice, success, direction, coaching, support, and goal. Most importantly, so that'll be all. Thank you.